This is Jenny. Jenny is a consultant at a training company. So what she wants is to create a learning experience which really brings the most out of all her learners. And not just short term, but as sustainable as possible. But she is also aware of the transfer problem which trainings have, stating that only 15% of trainees sustainably apply what they have learned on their job. Which also means that essentially 85% of training expenses are being wasted. So naturally, she really wants to find out what she can do in order to help her learners bridge the gap from what they have learned in the training to actually applying it on their job. Eventually, after doing extensive research, she finds out that there are essentially 3 components which make or break the success of a sustainable training initiative. Let's have a look at the first one. The most important thing, of course, is that you clearly know the results of the program which you want to achieve. Imagine it like that. Training is like a hike up to the top of a mountain. You need to know exactly where you want to end up and then, starting from there, see what's the best way to get there. Only from there, it becomes clear which behavior is necessary to achieve the results. The learning, which leads to the behavior, and, last but not least, the reaction, meaning how the content is being delivered. So the tricky part really just is that you start with the end in mind when you're designing the program, and not, as many people do, with the content which you want to deliver. Only planning from end to beginning makes sure training is fully aligned with business goals and also makes the connections between the steps visible. Creating such a chain of evidence, rooted in stakeholder expectations and equipped with evaluation measures, is what ensures the quality of training and allows for corrective measures to be taken in real time. The second component is about truly understanding your moments that matter. So this means to know who needs to do what, where, and at which time in order to leverage the biggest training result. It is widely known that there are 3 main stakeholders when it comes to reaching business results: the trainee, the training design, and the organization. But what is mostly unclear is what exactly they can do in order to contribute to business success. Although there is no one answer that fits all programs, research has shown that there are exactly 12 levers which yield the strongest link to training outcomes. Those levers include, for example, the transfer motivation of the learner, the clarity of expectations conveyed during the training, or the support of superiors within the company. To learn more about them and how exactly you put them in use, please follow the resources at the end of this video. To get the most out of a training, Jenny now considers all of them and implements measures to address them. Now you know the first 2 components: how to approach training design, namely from end to beginning, and you know what your key moments for reaching your business goals are. But you might still ask yourself, but how exactly do I plan, and I mean step by step, the learning journey of my trainees? And this brings us to our last component. Learning is a process, not an event. At the end, it comes down to carefully mapping out and delivering a high-performance learning journey, guided by the 4 core elements of committing to the journey, building the knowledge foundation, developing and practicing skills, and strengthening results. Training becomes a coherent learning journey rather than a random sequence of training events. Now, looking at the 3 components, Jenny knows what she needs to do in order to ensure a successful training program. Because the result of carefully balancing these 3 components is a meaningful, effective, and clearly structured learning experience, which allows for all trainees to sustainably live success-critical behavior. Because combined right, the sum is more than its parts. And what about your training programs? Are you going to boost learning transfer